You leave me no choice, Mr. Wayne.
Bane, the formidable and mysterious adversary of Batman, has left a permanent mark on popular culture through various incarnations in cartoons, movies, and TV shows. From the menacing brute in the animated series to the cunning strategist in Christopher Nolan's cinematic masterpiece, the evolution of Bane's character is a captivating journey. This exploration delves into the diverse interpretations of Bane, spanning from his comic book origins to his compelling portrayals on the silver screen. Uncover the nuances of his character, the iconic moments, and the actors who have donned the venom-fueled persona. Join us as we dissect every variant of Bane, offering a comprehensive look at this iconic villain's evolution in the world of Batman. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Sumo Bane, Batman Ninja. In the 2018 animated Japanese movie Batman Ninja, the character of Bane takes on a unique and visually striking appearance. In this instance, Batman and his rogues gallery of villains are sent back in time to feudal Japan, and Bane's transformation is notably distinctive. The film presents Bane as a sumo wrestler-styled character, deviating from his conventional depiction as a bulky, venom-enhanced behemoth. Bane's appearance in Batman Ninja showcases his massive size and formidable build, emphasizing his strength and imposing presence. He sports traditional sumo attire, complete with mawashi loincloth and top-knot hairstyle, giving him an authentic Japanese sumo wrestler aesthetic. Despite his fearsome appearance, Bane's portrayal in the movie falls short of expectations. Rather than the tactical genius and formidable adversary he is often portrayed as, this version of Bane mostly yells incessantly and is disposed of relatively quickly. While Batman Ninja offers a visually stunning reimagination of Batman and his iconic foes in a feudal Japanese setting, Bane's portrayal as a sumo wrestler is one of the more disappointing aspects of the film, as it departs significantly from his established character traits and abilities. Bane, Batman and Robin. In the infamous 1997 film Batman and Robin, Bane's portrayal proved to be a jarring departure from his comic book counterpart, disappointing both fans and newcomers alike. Unlike the formidable and strategic warrior known in the comics, this cinematic Bane was reduced to a comical figure, serving as Poison Ivy's enhanced bodyguard and lackey. He was far from the dominating force capable of challenging Batman. The film depicted him as a small-time criminal who, after a reckless experiment involving the venom strength-enhancing drug, became physically imposing but mentally diminished, merely following Ivy's orders throughout the movie. This version of Bane clashed starkly with his comic book persona, failing to capture his dual identity as both a fearsome fighter and a cunning criminal mastermind. The movie's portrayal stripped away the complexity and depth that had endeared the character to fans. The casting of the former wrestler Robert Swenson didn't help matters either, as his portrayal lacked the nuance and depth that Bane deserved. The film's attempt to introduce Bane to mainstream audiences for the first time proved to be a misstep, as it drastically misinterpreted the essence of the character. This adaptation ultimately stands as a prime example of how deviations from the source material can lead to disappointment and contempt among fans. Bane, Gotham TV series. Fox's Gotham TV series delved into the origins of Batman's rogues gallery before the arrival of The Dark Knight. This iteration of Bane found his origins in Eduardo Durance, portrayed by Shane West, a former ally of the young Jim Gordon during their military days. Durance was dispatched to Gotham City with the mission of eliminating the criminal elements that plague the city. In this revamped origin, Bane's journey takes a dark twist. Having been impaled during a fight with Gordon, he is saved by Nissa Al Ghul, who has sinister plans for him. With the intervention of Hugo Strange, Bane undergoes a drastic transformation that grants him overwhelming power and almost invincibility, leading to his transformation into the formidable and super-powered Bane. In this rendition, Bane's target shifted from breaking Batman's back to that of Alfred Pennyworth's, as Bruce Wayne was depicted as a child during this prequel setting. His sheer might proves a formidable challenge, forcing both Bruce Wayne and Barbara Keene to join forces in an attempt to stall him long enough for military reinforcements to arrive and arrest him. Gotham's portrayal of Bane as Eduardo Dorrance adds a captivating layer to the character's evolution, intertwining his past with key figures like Jim Gordon and the conspiracies of Nissa Al Ghul, resulting in a version of Bane that stands out among the diverse interpretations of the iconic comic book villain. Bane, the Batman. In the animated series The Batman, which aired on Kids WB in 2004, Bane underwent a unique transformation from his traditional appearance, as the show aimed to differentiate itself from the acclaimed Batman the Animated Series. This rendition of Bane was voiced by Joaquim de Almeida, Ron Perlman, and Clancy Brown in different episodes. He was introduced as a lethal mercenary, commissioned to eliminate the Dark Knight. Unlike his comic book origins, Bane's venom-induced transformation took on a new manifestation, altering his physical appearance to a red-skinned form. Despite this revamped depiction, the rivalry between Batman and Bane in the series didn't escalate to the iconic levels witnessed in the comics. Interestingly, Bane's origin was left shrouded in mystery within The Batman. Unlike other characters whose backstories were explored, Bane's past remained undisclosed. He made appearances in 4 episodes, with his character voiced by 3 different actors, a departure from the norm of one consistent voice. Throughout the series, Bane's journey took him from a South American mercenary to becoming a henchman for the formidable Lex Luthor, reflecting the dynamic nature of his role in The Batman. Despite deviating from the established canon, this version of Bane added its own distinctive flavor to the legacy of the Dark Knight's adversaries.
Bane.
Bane, Batman Beyond series. Decades after his initial confrontation with Batman, Bane's life took a dramatic and tragic turn. Following his release from prison, he retreated to a secluded island estate. The relentless use of the Venom serum, once his source of immense strength, had damaged his once powerful physique. Now, Bane was confined to a wheelchair, tied to a respirator that breathed life into his fragile body. His existence hinged on a constant supply of venom, a desperate addiction that kept him alive but at the cost of his physical prowess. Bane's dependence on venom became so severe that he had to entrust his assistant, Jackson Chappelle, with the closely guarded formula. This fateful decision inadvertently led to Chappelle's greed-driven scheme to market a diluted version of venom, known as slappers, to teenagers for profit. The new Batman, Terry McGinnis, intervened to halt Chappelle's dangerous operation, preserving the fragile balance of power in the city. Despite his villainous past, Bruce Wayne and Terry McGinnis recognized the dire state of Bane's health and ensured he received the necessary care, preventing his condition from deteriorating further. Bane's once feared presence had faded, leaving him as a tragic figure, a former powerhouse, reduced to a fragile existence, tethered to the venom that had once defined him.
Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Bane, The Dark Knight Rises. Bane's backstory in The Dark Knight Rises delves deep into his origins. He was born and raised in a nightmarish prison called the Pit, situated in a Middle Eastern nation. The Pit was a place where he learned to embrace despair and darkness. He often spoke of being born in darkness and not seeing the light until adulthood. In the Pit, he formed a close bond with a young female prisoner named Talia, protecting her from harm after her mother's murder. Bane's selflessness led to his brutal mutilation by vengeful inmates, resulting in his face being wrapped in bandages. Later, Talia's father, Ra's al Ghul, and the League of Shadows rescued Bane, giving him a new purpose. He was trained, but eventually excommunicated due to his extreme methods and his affection for Talia. However, he rejoined the League after Ra's al Ghul's death, under Talia's leadership. In The Dark Knight Rises, Bane displayed formidable physical abilities, honed in the Pit and further refined by the League of Shadows. He was a skilled, close-range fighter, capable of swiftly dispatching opponents with his immense strength and ferocity. His iconic mask administered anesthetic gas to manage the constant pain from his prison injuries, although it also served as a vulnerability. His motivation revolved around taking down Gotham and bringing it under the League's control. Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane in the film offered a unique twist on the character, emphasizing his connection to Ra's al Ghul and his mission to lead a revolution against the wealthy elite. Bane's complex relationship with Talia added depth to his character, making this version of Bane one of the most compelling in the live-action adaptations. Bane, Batman the Animated Series. Bane's origin in Batman the Animated Series is a tale of brutality and scientific experimentation. Born in the notorious Peña Duro prison in Cuba, Bane was chosen as a test subject for Project Gilgamesh, a government experiment aimed at creating super soldiers through a new super steroid called Venom. His exceptional strength and toughness made him a perfect candidate. Bane seized an opportunity and stole the Venom formula, escaping to become a formidable freelance assassin, commanding a hefty $5 million per job. His obsession with Batman led him to Gotham City, where he was hired by Rupert Thorne to eliminate the Dark Knight. Bane meticulously studied Batman and dismantled the Batmobile with his bare hands to get his attention. He also vanquished Killer Croc, leaving him hospitalized. Bane kidnaps Robin to lure Batman into a showdown where he initially outmatched the Caped Crusader due to Venom's strength enhancement. However, Batman's ingenuity prevailed. He incapacitated Bane, causing a Venom overdose and saving him from a heart attack. Bane's unmasking revealed a surprising, almost childlike face. Despite his complex character, Bane only appeared once in the series due to initial reservations from producers who deemed him too gimmicky. Nevertheless, his brief appearance left an indelible mark on Batman the Animated Series. Bane, Young Justice. In the animated series Young Justice, Bane emerged as a formidable and complex character. His backstory was unveiled during his appearances on the show. Bane was the head of a venom-producing family in the Caribbean, operated by a rogue organization known as the Cult of the Cobra. Ironically, Bane was defeated by a member of the cult who used a variant of his own steroid, Cobra Venom. After escaping the island, he declared war on the cult, but his vendetta led to his capture by Robin and his team. Bane's character took a twist when he allowed Lex Luthor and other supervillains to use his island, Santa Prisca, as a trap for young heroes. However, he was caught off guard when Robin and the team launched a surprise attack. Bane engaged Robin and Rocket in combat, but was ultimately defeated due to Robin's experience in dealing with Venom. Bane's powers and abilities were a central part of his character. He was a hand-to-hand combat expert, multilingual, fluent in Spanish and English, and could drastically enhance his strength and size through the use of Venom. In Young Justice, Bane's design was updated to be more comic accurate, and his character was voiced by the renowned Danny Trejo, making him both menacing and cunning. Bane, Batman the Brave and the Bold. In Batman the Brave and the Bold, Bane's first appearance in the series showcased his formidable capabilities. Batman and Wildcat initially trailed him in a subway station, underestimating his potential without Venom. However, Bane's transformation into a hulking, monstrous figure after consuming the drug proved them wrong. He overpowered Wildcat and attempted to break Batman's spine once more. However, Wildcat's quick thinking with a batarang disrupted Bane's venom supply, incapacitating him. Bane's distinguishing trait encompasses not only his physical might, but also his high intelligence and strategic thinking. He was one of the few villains who deduced Batman's true identity as Bruce Wayne and was capable of orchestrating complex schemes, as seen in The Dark Knight Rises film. Despite his combat prowess, Bane's reliance on Venom makes him vulnerable to attacks that disrupt its supply or accelerate its intake. His intimidating costume and mask serve to further intimidate his foes psychologically. In the world of Batman the Brave and the Bold, Bane remains a formidable adversary, driven by his quest for power and domination. Bane, Justice League Doom. In the animated film Justice League Doom, Bane's backstory is unveiled as a ruthless and cunning villain seeking to join the Legion of Doom. He is welcomed by Star Sapphire and Metallo, who invite him into the Legion of Doom. Bane, ever the vigilant strategist, warns his newfound associates of potential ambushes, displaying his distrust. Bane's appearance in the film is characterized by his trademark black mask with white markings, red eyes, and a red tube that injects venom into his systems. He dons a black shirt, black pants, and a wristband for venom injections. Notably, the venom in this adaptation is depicted as red, rather than the more familiar green. One of the film's significant moments involves Bane robbing the graves of Bruce Wayne's parents, which enrages Batman upon discovery. Bane, in a clever disguise with an umbrella, uses his venom-enhanced strength to engage in a brutal battle with Batman near the graves, ultimately trapping him inside a coffin. However, Batman's resourcefulness prevails as he finds brass knuckles to break free from the coffin and confront Bane, ultimately severing his venom tube. Bane, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. In the animated film Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, Bane emerges as a formidable antagonist, driven by the allure of a massive bounty placed on Superman and Batman's head by President Lex Luthor. Standing among a group of supervillains, he becomes entangled in the chaos that ensues as they all attempt to claim the staggering $1 billion reward for bringing down the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight. Bane crosses paths with his eternal rival, Batman. Despite being recognized as one of Batman's more dangerous foes, their encounter is shockingly brief. Despite appearing in the film, Bane remains almost entirely silent throughout the film, communicating only through primal grunts and non-verbal signs. Bane, Batman of Shanghai. In the animated miniseries Batman of Shanghai, Bane's story adds a unique twist to the character's origins. Set in 1930 Shanghai, Bane was far removed from his usual depiction as a prisoner. Instead, he was portrayed as a simple rickshaw operator in the bustling streets of Shanghai. Bane's life took a dramatic turn when he encountered a local gang hot on the trail of Catwoman, who possessed a mysterious artifact known as the Scroll of Destiny. Despite recognizing the object's significance, Bane initially chose to stay out of the conflict, intent on continuing his job. However, circumstances took a different turn when an unruly customer provoked him to the brink of rage. In an explosive transformation, Bane morphed into a massive, superpowered version of himself. This newly empowered Bane embarked on a rampage, effortlessly dispatching numerous police officers in his path. He was a force to be reckoned with, capable of incredible feats of superhuman strength. One of his remarkable abilities was the ability to curl up into a ball and roll, using his immense size and strength to crush anyone who stood in his way. Despite his initial success in claiming the Scroll of Destiny, Bane's victory was short-lived. Batman arrived on the scene and quickly joined forces with Catwoman to confront this formidable foe. Together, they managed to outsmart and defeat Bane, ensuring that the scroll remained out of the hands of criminals. Bane, Batman Assault on Arkham. Bane made a brief cameo in Batman Assault on Arkham when he, alongside several other villains, was released from Arkham Asylum towards the conclusion of the film by Joker. He possibly murdered Killer Frost as he rampaged through the chaos of the asylum. He threw the Gotham City Police Department cruiser into the wall in which Killer Frost was trying to get away. Later, Batman appeared and easily defeated him by removing his venom tubes and then throwing him into the water below the bridge. Bane, Harley Quinn series. In the animated series Harley Quinn, Bane emerges as a towering and muscular figure, donning his trademark full-face mask, voiced by James Adomian. This iteration of Bane is far from the cunning strategist depicted in the comics. Instead, he's a complex blend of insecurity and over-the-top aggression, making for a unique character portrayal. Beneath the brute force and the erratic behavior lies an unexpected facet. Bane surprises with his courtesy and respect, especially towards Harley, a dynamic that contrasts starkly with his comic book persona. Amidst the comedic overtones, Bane's vulnerability emerges when he's manipulated by Poison Ivy's pheromones. As he experiences remorse for the havoc he wreaked, his connection with a young woman named Betty symbolizes a newfound sense of peace. This version of Bane reimagines the character, transforming him into an unlikely source of humor rather than an imposing threat. The show's executive producer has declared Bane's immunity to permanent demise, much like the show's central characters. A recurring joke involves Bane's amusing rivalry with chairs, a nod to his unusual quirks, inspired by both Batman the Animated Series and Tom Hardy's campy portrayal from the Dark Knight trilogy. Bane in Harley Quinn is a refreshing and comical departure from the convention. Bane, the Lego Batman movie. In the Lego Batman movie, Bane emerges as a significant antagonist and, later, an unlikely anti-hero, voiced by Doug Benson. Towering and brawny, Bane's formidable presence contrasts humorously with his unexpectedly squeaky voice, reminiscent of his cinematic portrayal. Despite minimal insight into his personality, Bane aligns with other criminal Batman villains, concocting schemes consistently prevented by the Cape Crusader. While his appearance nods to The Dark Knight Rises, Bane's curious reliance on venom, as seen in Batman and Robin, adds a whimsical twist. Bane, Justice League Action. In the animated series Justice League Action, Bane appears as a menacing opponent of Batman when a robot based on his design is employed by Darkseid in a pocket dimension simulation. Bane is introduced as a large and exceptionally muscular character, easily recognizable by his tight, dark blue, single-piece costume that leaves his shoulders and arms exposed. This version of Bane does not wear the skull-like mask commonly associated with him in other iterations. Despite having a non-speaking role in this particular episode, Bane's presence is accentuated by his distinctive growls, which resemble the primal sounds of a ferocious animal. Bane, Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In the animated film, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bane finds himself imprisoned in the dreaded Arkham Asylum. However, when he crosses paths with the sinister Shredder and the enigmatic Ra's al Ghul behind the asylum's walls, a sinister alliance takes root in his mind. Bane sees an opportunity in the pursuit of his ultimate target, Batman. His chance for freedom arrives unexpectedly when the Joker unleashes a malicious mutagen which transforms Bane into a fearsome mutant jaguar. This mutation seemingly increases his already imposing strength, leaving Bane pleased with the results. Bane, Batman Unlimited, Mechs vs. Mutants. Bane appears in the animated film Batman Unlimited, Mechs vs. Mutants, among a few other notable Batman villains who were released by the Penguin from Arkham Asylum. Later, he goes on to settle a score with Killer Croc for leaving him to be imprisoned. Special mention Bane from the Arkham game series. Bane's origin in the Arkham game series are steeped in the painful backdrop of Santa Prisca's nightmarish prison, where he spent his childhood imprisoned due to his father's revolutionary activities. Born into a life of brutality, his father's death left Bane alone in the heart of the prison. His only solace was found in his teddy bear, Otis, which concealed a deadly secret. Remarkably, Bane transformed this bleak existence into an opportunity for growth. He honed his body, consumed knowledge from books, and learned multiple languages. In the merciless prison, he mastered not only physical strength, but also intellectual prowess, thanks to tutelage of fellow inmates including a Jesuit priest. Bane's dreams, however, were haunted by a bat-like specter, driven by an insatiable desire for power and to conquer his own nightmares. Bane seized an opportunity when the prison used him as a test subject for the experimental drug Venom, which augmented his physical abilities exponentially. In a brutal escape, Bane slaughtered his captors and assembled an army of loyal mercenaries, including Bird, Trog, and Zombie. The turning point in Bane's life came when he heard rumors of a bat-like creature in Gotham City. Believing it to be connected to his nightmares, he made it his mission to confront Batman, conquer Gotham, and establish his own criminal empire. In the prequel Arkham Origins game, Bane's appearance mirrors Tom Hardy's portrayal, featuring a flak vest, cargo pants, and a bald head. Leading an army of mercenaries from the sewers, Bane becomes a formidable adversary in his quest for power and control. Marvelous verdict. The many iterations through various media, from the animated films and series to live-action films, is a testament to the popularity of Bane as a villain among Batman readers and viewers. The character has donned many different looks in his various appearances, and has many different backstories. But time and time again, the character has made its return, reminding the viewers of why they love this iconic foe of the Dark Knight. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
You should.